Now we need to take a look at how fast we can articulate each of these, and this is very important. So first off, just with sixteenths, as fast as you can, we're going to have you test the air. Test your air. So this is a good time to stop the video and test this for yourself. When I try to stop and start with my my breath support, I'm able to get about 4/16 to the beat at a metronome marking of about 96. And you can see I'm not always able to control the quality of each articulation there, but it's about 96. Okay, now let's test out the embouchure speed. So stop the video, test that for yourself. So you're going to be opening and closing your embouchure by moving your jaw, and see how quickly you can do that. Well, I find I'm a little bit quicker with my embouchure articulation than I am with my breath articulation. Not a whole bunch quicker, but I am a little bit quicker there. So I've got a speed of about 104 with the metronome. Now for the third test, let's try with the tongue on the reed. So this is the front of the tongue. Stop the video now and test that for yourself. Well, this is clearly the fastest of the three methods of articulation. Very clean, very quick, and obviously the method I use quite often. Well, this brings us to all sorts of conclusions here. Now that we have done our articulation experiments, first off, we decide that the fastest articulation is with the tongue, in this case the front of the tongue. And the good thing about this particular articulation is the pitch does not vary. Even the timbre or the quality of the tone doesn't vary with this type of articulation. So there's a clear superiority to this type of articulation, particularly at the faster speeds. I noticed also, and maybe you did as well, that the start of the note, or starting notes, is cleanest by releasing the tongue from the reed. I found that with breath articulation or embouchure articulation, I was not always able to know when exactly the reed would start vibrating. But with the tongue, and obviously this is the case with years of study as well, I've got sort of a clear idea of when that tone will start. Now, there is a type of articulation, and this is particularly true at the end of notes. This articulation is sometimes called the resonant ending. Sometimes there's just a slight diminuendo you want at the end of the notes. You don't want it to end like a meat cleaver on a sausage, just sort of stopping it altogether. So there is a time at which air and embouchure are employed simultaneously to end notes in a very beautiful fashion. But because we've already found out in our test this cannot be done at a rapid speed, this should be reserved for longer value notes, perhaps quarter notes, eighth notes, just depending on that. 16th notes, by and large, I tend to articulate with the tongue, that is starting the note with the tongue and ending the note with the tongue. Here's an example of that balance between the air and embouchure. And why that's so critical. In the middle here, I'm keeping the pitch constant. And what has to happen is that as you increase the air supply, the jaw has to drop so that they're balanced. And these two are kept in equilibrium so that the pitch is kept constant. Well, thank you very much. Glad you've watched this video and the one before it. Hopefully there'll be others to follow this at later time. God bless you. Bye.